This week on TechRap, clever functionalities for the Apple Watch expected in Monday's Spring Forward launch. It's a game of catch-up with the iPhone in the 2015 Mobile World Congress. And who are the techpreneurs who made it to the Forbes richest list? Hi, I'm Natasha Gutierrez, and this is TechRap. Days ahead of its March 9 launch, Apple isn't hiding behind a wall of secrecy like it usually does. Dubbed Spring Forward, tech watchers say it's a sure sign Monday in San Francisco will be about the Apple Watch. Tech site Wired predicts an unveiling of clever functionality like unlocking your hotel room and your car, health tracking, and power-saving features. And of course, a slew of apps from game makers, fitness brands, news organizations, and tool developers. TechCrunch says it talked to several sources who had extensive time with the watch. Most say they were surprised at how little they used their iPhones once they had the Apple Watch. But the tech community is also looking out for other developments from Apple. Among them, the release of the 12-inch Retina MacBook Air. Also expected, an update to the Apple TV, and maybe a deal with HBO as launch partner for its standalone subscription service. There's also speculation about Beats being built in. Beats Music, the streaming service, is expected to be folded into iTunes Radio to offer competition to Pandora and Spotify. In Barcelona, the Apple shadow was everywhere. That's what the New York Times says, with almost everyone, quote, hoping to take a chunk out of Apple. A little over a month ago, Apple reported record iPhone sales. An investment firm predicted Apple will run away with as much as 93% of the profit in the entire handset industry. Those gravity-defying margins, as one analyst put it, leaves other manufacturers struggling to break even. Samsung, Apple's biggest competitor, launched the polished and luxurious Galaxy S6 and Galaxy S6 Edge. With aluminum exteriors, all-glass unibody designs, and super-fast wireless charging, among other innovations. NYT reports Samsung, like many other companies, is angling to position its gadgets as the best option for business, another turf owned by Apple. Last February, the Mobility Index report from Good Technology said that almost 3 times more new iPhones were activated in the workplace in the last 3 months of 2014 than Android phones. Other phones also made a splash in Barcelona. HTC came out with the One M9, which runs Android Lollipop with HTC Sense. It comes with a 2 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 processor, 3 GB of RAM, and 32 GB of internal storage that can be expanded with a micro SD card slot. Price may be the entry point, though, with the iPhone too expensive for every business to afford to give every employee. With that in view, Microsoft introduced 2 new lower-cost Lumia phones at Mobile World Congress. The Lumia 640 and the slightly bigger 640 XL. Another noteworthy product unveiled in Barcelona is the Blue Smart, dubbed the connected carry-on luggage. It has a built-in scale to weigh itself and comes with a SIM card so the owner can trace its location. The most unexpected announcement at the Mobile World Congress was HTC's virtual reality headset, the HTC Vive. An immersive VR goggle set that determines the user's position using pulsing laser lights.
There were once places beyond reach.
2 IR trackers and dozens of built-in sensors allow players to roam freely around a 15 by 15 foot room. It also pairs with wireless controllers for interacting with virtual objects. No pricing was announced, but Vive will hit stores this year. What's all the fuss about Hillary Clinton's email? The issue blew open after the New York Times reported that Mrs. Clinton exclusively used ClintonEmail.com as Secretary of State, which was linked to a server in the Clintons' address in Chappaqua, New York. The State Department requires all official correspondence to be retained as part of the agency's record. National Archives and Records Administration officials and government watchdogs call it a serious breach. Her exclusive use of the email triggered criticism because it hid her correspondence from being searched in response to public records requests. It also raised questions about whether Mrs. Clinton's email was vulnerable to security risks and hacking. A newly newly discovered internet security flaw could leave many websites vulnerable to hackers. The flaw has been traced to weak US encryption standards that originated in the 90s. The flaw comes from a class of deliberately weak export cipher suites introduced under the pressure of US government agencies. The flaw was supposed to ensure that the National Security Agency would be able to decrypt all foreign encrypted communication. Because of this flaw, even some sites maintained by the NSA and the Federal Bureau of Investigation appear to be vulnerable. Justice Department charges 3 spam kingpins responsible for one of the largest data breaches in history. Vietnamese citizens Giang Quang Vu and Viet Cong Nguyen and Canadian David Manuel Santos de Silva ran a years-long scheme to collect over 1 billion email addresses, spam them with links to websites, and earn from them. The 3 allegedly made millions of dollars. De Silva and Vu have been arrested, while Nguyen is still on the run. Techpreneurs are again among the world's richest men in Forbes' 2015 list. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates is still at number 1, a spot he held 16 of the past 20 years. His fortune increased to $3.2 billion since last year to $79.2 billion. Software firm Oracle founder Larry Ellison is at number 5 with $54.2 billion. Amazon.com's Jeff Bezos is 15th at $34.8 billion. Facebook co-founder Mark Zuckerberg jumped 5 spots to land in number 16, the first time he made it within the exclusive circle of the world's 20 richest people. Google founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin are at 19th and 20th place respectively, with $29.7 billion and $29.2 billion. E-commerce Alibaba Group's Jack Ma is at number 33 at $22.2 billion. Maureen Powell-Jobs, widow of the late Steve Jobs, is at 45th place with $19.5 billion. Sad news for fans of Instagram superstar Vide The Hedgehog. His owner said he passed away on March 1. Vide captivated thousands of followers with his many travels across the United States. On Vide's Instagram account, his owner said he died of cancer. They wrote, "We are very thankful for all the time we spent with him before he went. To know that Vide's photos could bring happiness, laughter, and possibly inspire others is breathtaking." Thousands of Vide fans mourn his death, but his adventures will forever live on his Instagram account. And that was TechRap. To our fans, as we announced last week, this is the last episode of TechRap. Thanks for the support. It was fun exploring the digital world with all of you. I'm Natasha Gutierrez. Thanks for dropping by.